Okay, so I've got a Nest 3rd generation thermostat. It's this one. And they're pretty cool little thermostats. They run on 24 volt AC. And I want to put it in my RV. Now, the problem is my RV thermostat runs on 12 volt DC. And so I can plug it all up, but the Nest thermostat will not draw power, so the Nest thermostat shuts down immediately after a couple minutes. So what I need to do is get the 24 volt AC to the Nest thermostat. Since I'm in an RV, I also have the 110 volt AC running through the RV. So what I'm gonna do is, if you can see here, there's the thermostat wires right there, and then here I've got the 110 volt AC socket. So what I'm gonna do is piggyback off of that. See, I've got this yellow wire here that I bought. This is connecting up into that socket, and I'm going to transform the 110 volt AC down to 24 volt AC with this transformer right here. I got this off of Amazon, I think, and so that will let me power the Nest thermostat. But the problem is the Nest thermostat will pass that power through to the air conditioner, to the fan, and to the heater. And that's a problem because the air conditioner, fan, and heater take 12 volt DC to turn on and off. So I also purchased these relays. They're really small, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug in the 24 volt AC into the coil, and then I'm gonna plug in the 12 volt DC into the load, and that's gonna allow me to pass the 12 volts onto the heater and air conditioner as is needed. Now I'm gonna have 4 wires that I need to control. One is for the air conditioner, one is for the heater, and then 2 are for the fan, for high fan and low fan. Now there's only one 12 volt AC power source. That's that red one right there. So I'm gonna plug it into one of these relays, and then I'm just gonna daisy chain them from one to the other to pass the power on through. Alright, so just to show you how this transformer is gonna get wired up, we've got the 110 volt AC coming through this yellow wire, and that's gonna hook into the red wire is the black wire is the hot wire, the red wire is the neutral, and the white wire is the ground, or the negative terminal. So that all hooks together. It goes through the transformer, which transforms it down to 24 volt AC, and that goes into the red wire goes into the red spot on the Nest, and the C is the common wire. And let me see if I can get my multimeter here to show you that it does actually. Let's see if I can get it. It's kind of tricky with one hand and the phone, but 1 second, let me set this down. May not be able to. There we go. There is the 25.78 volts going through with the multimeter, so it's working transforming correctly. Alright. Okay, so I was finally able to get the thermostat all wired up. I'm going to show you guys right now what it looks like, the final wiring. Turn the camera around. So here it is. Final version is going to be tidied up a lot more, but again, this is the 110 volt alternating current that's coming in, transformed down to 24 volt AC with this transformer relay, but we're only using the transformer bit of it. Now the red and the black, this is where the 24 volts come out of, and the hot wire is going into the thermostat, and the negative is also going into thermostat, but it's also going into the relay for the negative portion of the relay coil. So it's going into the first relay, and then it's daisy chained through the other relays. Now you can see the thermostat here. These relays have little LEDs on them, which is pretty helpful when debugging. So you can see the first test I'm going to do is the heating test, and if I start that test, you see that the white wire comes on the relay up there, which is the heating. So the heating test is completed. The next one is the cooling. So when I test the cooling, oops, all right, hard to do with one hand here. This is a spin. Hold on. Okay, there's the cooling. When I test the cooling, you can see the compressor, which is the yellow wire, and the blue wire, which is I didn't have an extra gray wire, but it's the RV's gray wire, which is the low span fan. So the low fan and the air compressor come on for the cooling, which is correct. And then we've got the fan. We can just test just the fan by itself, and you can see the fan comes on right there without the air compressor. And then finally we've got cooling stage 2, which is basically the high fan. And from my tests, it likes to wait a while before doing cooling in cooling stage 2, so this might not work. But yeah, see, it takes 2 minutes. So, but on that one, the compressor and the high fan, which is the green and the white would come on, or the green and the yellow would come on. And so that's all working correctly. Now let's take a look at the insides here. So here's the wires connecting into the base board of the Nest. The yellow wire is your cooling wire. The green wire, the G is actually the blue, which remember goes to the gray, which is the low fan, which will come on by default when you turn on the air conditioner. And then the Y2 is the high fan, and that's an optional. Not everybody will have 2 fan speeds. If you only have one, it's just going to go in the G. The white goes into W1 for heating. The black comes from the 24 volt AC transformer, and that's the common wire. And then finally you've got the red wire, the hot wire from the 24 volt transformer. Now technically it should work on RC or RH, but I was having a little bit of trouble with the Nest recognizing that wire. It said it wasn't plugged in when I had it in the RC, but it did work in the RH. So it should work on either, but if it's not working for you, just try flipping them around. One more time, the relay here, the input wires, these are coming from the Nest thermostat, and this is the coil side of the relay. So 24 volt AC is coming in here, from that red wire, routed by the Nest, and then the 24 volt AC negative wire is going in there. This is the coil side, and then on this side, this is the side that is going out to the various appliances, the heating and cooling elements themselves, and then this red wire is the 12 volt DC. This was the wire that's going into the load input of the relay, and then the load output of the relay is going to the various devices. So that is it. Here is the final thermostat all installed and all the wires are tucked away. There's the relay. Back there is the transformer. And just so you could see the final connections here, we've got yellow wires, the air conditioner compressor. The green wire is the low fan. The gray wire, which says cool 2, is actually high fan. There's your heat, 24 volt common coming in from the transformer, and the 24 volt hot coming in from the transformer. And that is what the final setup should look like. If you don't have a high fan and low fan, you'll just have the one wire going into the G, and it'll usually be a green wire. So that's it, guys. That was wiring up a Nest 3rd generation thermostat in my RV. It took me a few days to figure everything out. I'm not an electrician. So hopefully this helps you guys out. I'll put a link in the description to the various parts that I use, the relays and the transformer. And good luck with your project, and hope everything works out with you. Just be sure you shut off the power on your breaker whenever you're plugging in and unplugging wires so you don't shock and kill yourself. Okay, good luck.